Hey guys, this is Richard from reefs.com. Thank you for joining me for this video. Today we are here in the show floor of Reef-A-Palooza Orlando 2025, and I'm going to show you guys my personal favorite that I found from this show. Let's go. Cool product that I wanted to showcase for you guys from NIOS Reef was this ozone reactor. This ozone reactor, like typical Geo sense, he took care of all the little things that matters, right? For example, ozone reactors can be loud, and then he used a pump right here. This is what he uses for SSE calcium reactor, which produces almost no noise and is only 3 watts to operate. And I like this. If you look at everything here, you could barely hear anything, right? And I like the fact that it's recirculating like this, because ozone is very turbulent, right? And its excess amount of ozone can be detrimental for almost any lives. And I like the fact that everything goes like this and goes into a carbon reactor, which will eliminate the ozone after it does its job of cleaning the water. So I like the fact that it's done like this, the bleed out sections right here, as well as all the features here that's easy to maintain by just doing the unions and taking it out to clean. So I like the work that they did with this. And I like the fact that it comes with the controller that you could change the intensity of the pump, as well as the features for maintenance and such. I like the features that they implemented into this reactor. Next cool thing that I wanted to talk about is this Stratton Pro G2. This thing is amazing light, and this is something that you should definitely look into if you guys are in the market for a new LED light. The form factor and everything it offers is something that I'm very excited to see and to test out personally. I tried the first one out before, and I was impressed on the quality of the fixture. So I'm looking forward to testing out the second one. Let's go check out the other one. Another cool product that I have seen was this protein skimmer from Aquaforest. Aquaforest, you know, they're usually a salt and additive company, so this was a surprise to see. However, if you look at it over here, this protein skimmer had a lot of stuff on it. You could see the carbon on top, you could see the CO2 absorption media in it, as well as, you know, the normal skimmer chamber. And if you look below down here in the water, you see the gravel. And then from what I have gathered, I think they use the gravel with the bacteria that's already seeded inside to help to nitrify the bacteria. And, you know, like whatever bacteria that is dying off, it's gonna collect it by the skimmer and it's gonna come up and be discarded this way. I thought this was really neat, because if you look at it, like I said before, carbon's right there. And I like this because me personally, I run skimmer outsides, right? I get the air from the outside and connect it to my skimmer. And I usually just have to buy like a reactor of sort, right? Reactor of sort to get the impurities out, you know, like from the air before letting it introduced to my tank, right? So I like this overall design. And I can't wait to see this in the market and people's experience with it. Another cool thing that I saw from this show was from Avid Aqua, here from saltwateraquarium.com. This one is a casing for a Wise camera. And if you're like me, I kind of want to check my tank all the time, right? And especially if I'm on the road. And something like this works really well. So if you could follow me over this way, right over this way here, this sits outside flat like this, and they have so you'll get like this, and then plug it in. So you'll get it like this, have it flat on the glass like this, and have a magnet to hold it in place like this, right? And then they will have a filter eventually to go like this. So it will kind of like filter out all the blue lights from the LED lights that's in our aquarium and show the proper colors. So when I'm away, I could check and monitor all my fish, all my corals, and I have one in the sump. So if anything were to go wrong, I could turn things on and off using my Apex or Hydros controller. So I really like that. And this company actually feels like new, but it's not. They've been around for a very long time. There used to be a company called Slide Lock, right? So Ryan partnered up recently with Terrence, formerly from Neptune Systems, and they came up with this company to come up with a plethora of a new product for us hobbyists. And I really like this because this is a really modular magnet. So you could use it for pretty much anything. You could use it for frag rocks like this. You could use it for plugs, or even probe holders. Whatever it is, you could just use it to put it inside along with this unit. So I think you could definitely check out this unit if you have, if you want a camera, if you want to observe your fish and corals like me when you're on the road. I think this is a good option for you guys to check out. So next thing that I wanted to show you guys is from Julian Sprung's booth here in Little Fishies, and they have a plethora of new SKUs. For example, they released this a little bit earlier this year. This is a phosphine reactor, but inside of it this is something new. So if you have a lot of heavy metals in your tank, you had a contamination of a metal, right? This thing will pull out metal like that. So Julian have this thing called Metasorb, which looks like a rocks, right? And in a pouch. And then that's what usually pulls out the metal. But however, they made it like this. This is what cleaning treatments, plants, what they use to remove metals and such. And then he utilized this for his reactor to fit right inside and filter out the water. So if you have a contamination of any sort, then you could just use this and instantly take out all the metals out of your system. And for me, I like this because I live in Florida and we have hurricanes all the time. This is a Little Fishies version of air pump. So this is a DC power pump that goes inside. It provides the air of the intensity amount. And this is something nifty to have. And I think this retails under $30. So if you live in Florida or if you live in a place that you have a lot of power outage, it's something that you should definitely look into getting. And lastly from this booth was this one here. This actually is called Worm Bits. And if you look at it, look at that. These are actually like almost like feels like a bristle worms, right? But this is a new product. These are actually very high in nutrition. And like a frozen food makers like Larry, LRS Food, they actually incorporate this into their frozen blends. So these are good for freshwater as well as a saltwater. And if you have a predator tank or a bigger system with a larger fish, you should definitely look into that. Another cool product that I wanted to showcase for you guys is from AI and also from Adept Reef. This is an algae scrubber or algae reactor. And for those of you guys who know me personally, who's been following my content, I'm a huge advocate for algae filtration. And this is actually pretty decent. If you look inside here, everything is held together by this bag here. Algae will come from here. It's actually illuminated by AI blade. Right here, like that. And the water will flow up like this, and everything will grow as submerged. So this unit, you could actually use it as, Chaeto reactor, as well as a scrubber. So I thought that was pretty cool, that you should definitely check out if you guys are in the market for algae filtration. So this has to be one of the coolest products that I have seen personally at this show. I actually know of this product from a few months back, and I am familiar with this technology. This, from a long time ago, they had a technology called Swirl, right? But that used the return pump, and it just oscillated like this using that flow from the return pump. And now what's really cool about it is they use a power heads instead of return pump, and by doing it this way and then oscillating it all the way, it's eliminating all the dead spots. You obviously cannot use pumps like MP40s or Vortex or anything like that, but pumps like this has a magnet on the inside as well as a magnet just for the outside. Then you could use pumps like anything in the market pretty much. So I think this will work really well. If you look at the top here, you can see the intensity and the angle of the unit. And right now, this is out right now in the market, so you should definitely check it out to get in on eliminating some of the power heads in your aquarium, as well as having no dead spots in your aquarium as well. So I really like this one. I want to see how far this unit goes in our industry. So this actually is one of the coolest things that I have seen. This is something that we use every single day, right? And this one, if you look at the blade right here, is significantly thicker than a lot of the ones that's out in the market. So it will last much longer, right? And what's unique about this design is that you could sharpen it. They have a whetstone in here that's built in, so you could sharpen this, right? You can see right there. So this will definitely last so much longer than a lot of the competitors that's out in the market, which really is exciting for me because I have to clean my glass a lot. I get bothered when it's dirty, so I like to see something like this. So they're not reinventing the wheel per se, but they are coming with a better ways to improvement on existing products. So I was really excited to see this one. So the next product from the show that I saw that was really cool was this NIOS Skimmer, right? So this NIOS Skimmer, from the outside, doesn't look too different from the traditional ones that's from the market. However, if you look at it, first thing that you will notice is the light that's coming from it, right? So what they have now is that they are partnering up with Ecotech, and the Mobius thing connected with Mobius. And what's really cool is that if you change, right? If you change the settings, if this goes low, you can control with the DC pump now. And if you do it with the low settings, then the light will change to red. And then if you increase the intensity of the pump, it will change color, right? And then at 100%, you'll see it as a blue, right? I thought that was pretty cool. They have a lot of different options because it is a DC pump, right? So you have a maintenance mode as well as feeding mode. I like what they have done with it. And one of the cool thing about this one is that they also have, flashlight function because the LED plate that's already inside. So if I'm doing a maintenance in my sump and it's dark, this is a pretty good option to put inside. I thought it was nifty. DC pump coming into NIOS pump. So you could purchase the upgrade kit by itself, or you could purchase the one with the upgraded kit already installed. And that should be out in the market very, very shortly. So that's something that you should look into if you're in the market for a brand new skimmer. All right, guys, so this is the last spot of the show. We are here in PNW Custom booth. And you know what? They are leading the charge with the micro tank revolution, right? But that's not all. They're coming with only nano tanks as well as these type of lids that is specialized for different type of systems. And if you have a different system right here, they have all the lid style right over here and the pricing. So if you have a tank and if you want a lid, oh, sure. Thank you. There we go. These are some of the pricing as well as the sizes. So if you guys are in the market for a new lid, which I strongly recommend every reefer to have because we don't want our fish on the ground, be sure to take this one out right here. And check out this 4-gallon tank that they've been working on over here, which I thought it was really cool. Sorry. So this is their 4-gallon system that they've been working on. I really like this one. It's different from, like their traditional systems where there's like 400 ounces of water. You could just do a small water changes like this. This is a much larger system in a nano pico world, right? And I like the approach that they have made with this. They made it look really nice. Everything about this is sleek. Craftsmanship is really, really well done. And I like that everything is all in one. So if you're looking for anything for desk or office tank, something like this will fit anywhere. All right, guys, so this is the closeout of all the cool stuff that I found here in Reef-A-Palooza Orlando 2025. Be sure to come out and check out their show next time in New York. It's happening in a month later. And if you do see me in there, please come and say hi. And let me know in the comment section down below what was your favorite item. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You guys have a great day.